Hello everybody and welcome to this preview show for the Live from London online festival. Now those of you who watch my streams regularly will have already realised that I'm not in my studio in Cambridge this week. Instead I am in London in the VOCES8 Centre, where we're spending the day setting up the equipment that we're going to be using to broadcast our live stream concerts to you all as part of the festival. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that later on and give you some behind the scenes looks. As part of today's show, we are going to be previewing some of the artists. But for those of you who perhaps haven't come across Live from London before, I thought I'd give you a little bit of information about that first. So take a look at this. We invite you to a global festival featuring some of the shining stars from the world of a cappella, live online from VOCES8's Wren Church in London.
Filmed in HD from the VOCES8 Centre, Live from London celebrates some of the world's finest vocal groups.
The festival will be broadcast live online every Saturday for 10 weeks from the 1st of August to the 3rd of October.
A portion of all tickets sold will be put towards funding for grassroots music education and to addressing topics of diversity, equality, inclusion and accessibility in choral music.
Ticket prices have been structured to benefit artists and promoters alike and to help them cover their COVID-19 losses.
We'd love you to join us for this unique series, Live from London. There we go, an introduction to our Live from London festival. Now I'm going to be here in the VOCES8 Centre for the next hour or so, and in just a minute I'm going to be catching up with our chief engineer Dave Hynett, who's here with me today working on our rig, working on our broadcast equipment. But before that, I wanted to let you know that it's not just Live from London. We do have a group visiting us from overseas, and that is the US supergroup Chanticleer, who are going to be broadcasting a concert from us all the way from San Francisco as part of our festival. And this week they've brought out a new music video, and to be honest, it's got me completely and utterly hooked. Partly perhaps because it's a countertenor lead, but I'd love to show you a little bit of that now. So here are Chanticleer.
Parlez-vous français? Oui, allons-y. Pardon, appelez-vous, cher monsieur.
Comment allez-vous? Fancy bumping into you. Comment allez-vous? Tell me everything that's new.
Are you happy? Are you sad? Feeling good or feeling bad? Is there anything you're craving? Do you feel like misbehaving?
Comment allez-vous? Gee, it's nice to see you here. Comment allez-vous? You look better every year.
I was really on my way, but I had to stop and say, hey, come on. Come on, allez-vous.
Comment allez-vous? Così, così, wie geht's? Nicht schlecht. Come stai? Come stai? Come você está? Comment allez-vous? Comment allez-vous? Très bien, très bien. Ça va, ça va, ça va, ça va, ça va. Ça va, ça va. Bien.
The incredible American group there, Chanticleer, with that fantastic rendition. It's had me dancing in my seat all day. I think you were dancing as well, Dave. First thing to say is Dave and I are separated here by a plastic screen. There it is. So behind us, you'll be able to see that we are in the VOCES8 Centre. Lots going on. Dave, we're down here rigging today. Tell us, what's happening? Where are we at in the preparation?
So at the moment we're putting all of the equipment together. Barney spent basically weeks and weeks sourcing all of this equipment from across the world basically. These cameras are the highest quality cameras that you can get. They're broadcast quality 4K cameras. So we've got all the equipment here finally on this day today, and it's always exciting for an engineer to be opening new equipment. That's always the sign of a good day. So we've been opening all the boxes, putting it all together, and making it all work basically, and turning this humble space into a broadcasting studio. Now the next thing to tell you is that we have to get all these cameras into the box over there, which we'll show you in a minute, and then we get those cameras down a tiny fibre optic cable into a room which is behind that wall over there, and we use that as a control room, and I sit in there, and when Barney's not singing, he will sit in there too, and that's where we'll be controlling the whole show from. And that show is connected between here and there by a fibre optic cable. That's the thickness of a human hair. It's amazing technology, it really is.
And you can tell Dave's an engineer by how excited he is. So let's talk about some of the equipment, Dave. We've got 6 cameras. Do you want to maybe walk us through a little bit what they are? So I think first of all, this one with the long lens on it. This is one of our close-up cameras. See if we can get a shot there. So the camera work's being done today by Tim, who's one of our co-producers, so thanks for being behind the camera, Tim. And this is going to be a long lens, so it's going to mean we can capture close-ups of everybody in the group. We've got another one of those here to the left, as you look, maybe the right as we are. We also have one behind me in the pulpit, up there. Yep. And then I think something we're almost most excited about is the fact we have this crane camera, and that's going to give us obviously high shots, also sweeping shots as well. And you can maybe see right in the background that we have some more perspex. We're going to have a series of these perspex screens to deal with some of the droplets from the singing. So lots going on in the space. There's so much to work out. I think one of the most complicated things is getting 6 cameras into one computer. So that's what we've really been working hard on, so that we can bring you loads and loads of different angles. And every week when we do this show, we'll be bringing you more and more up to date with how we're getting on with our rigging for these broadcasts. So you can see still there's quite a lot of work to be done. We're on cameras at the moment. We've got a little bit of sound running already, and then we're going to be working on lighting as well. So thanks very much to you both for being here. And for our next segment, we are going to hear from one of the artists in this festival. So we're going to be joined, I think, on the 26th of September by the wonderful early music group called Stile Antico. And yesterday I caught up with their baritone, Will Dawes. Will, thank you very much for joining me. Can't wait for the Stile concert. I think 26th of September that's being broadcast. So
Yeah,
it's one of the, I think maybe even the penultimate concert. But thank you for joining me today. We're going to do a little bit of a preview. So why don't you tell us, first of all, what program you guys are going to be singing?
Hi, Bonnie. Yeah, great to be here. We're really looking forward to this concert. It's a great opportunity, not just for us, but for all the groups who are involved. So thanks very much for taking the lead on it. We've loved singing music from the English Renaissance for years and years and years. Our first 2 discs pretty much comprise music from that era. Music for Compline, which did incredibly well, and then Heavenly Harmonies, which was just the music of Tallis and Bird.
Well, you know, Heavenly Harmonies is one of my Desert Island discs. Do you know
Is it?
that? Anytime I've ever done Desert Island disc or anything like it, it's always been, it's literally my go-to choral album, Heavenly Harmonies. I love the way
Very
it
touched.
changes between the hymn tunes and the polyphony. It's absolutely epic. Yeah.
It's a really good concept. And that was the first disc I recorded with the group as well.
Oh,
so
there you go. That's probably what it was, actually.
Well, maybe not. So anyway, this program just features kind of our favourite hits from Tudor and Jacobean England. Sort of, we've tried to represent as many of the kind of top composers around that time, not just people living in England, but also some Peter Phillips and some Richard Deering, who were obviously English composers who headed off to the continent in those days when we had freedom of movement and could sort of just go and live and work wherever we wanted. But we've just
Halcyon days.
Halcyon days indeed. We've got some wonderful pieces in here. We start off with Tompkins, Oh Praise the Lord, a really virtuosic piece in 12 vocal parts, which, given that Stile has 12 members, it fits us quite well.
I actually didn't know that until your recording of it, unbelievably. I
not
don't think
many
it's done
people
very
do.
much, is it?
It's not done very much, probably because it's 12 parts. And
Yeah.
it's quite florid, and it can feel a bit complicated, but actually it's probably better to be part of the audience than to be part of the choir. And then we've got bits of Shepherd and Gibbons, his wonderful "Oh Clap Your Hands," full of ebullient moments of joy and things like that. And then Phillips, Gaude Maria Virgo, which a sort of Annunciation motet in praise of the Virgin Mary. Factum est Silentium by Richard Deering. Everyone knows that from sort of services at the end of September, that great Michaelmas piece, with really kind of exquisite word painting representing the jarring war in heaven when Michael sort of takes on the devil. And then the most famous pupil-teacher relationship of the time, Thomas Tallis and William Byrd. Tallis is represented by his really sort of plangent Igne Unio et Fletu, when you're never quite sure what key it's in at any one time. It moves around through all the houses, representing the sort of desolation and the penitential sort of lugubriousness. And then Vigilate by William Byrd from your Desert Island disc.
Yes, another one of my faves.
Oh, it's absolutely it's such a good piece, and as a baritone, it really is such a lot of fun to sing. You've got to go lots of top Fs and bottom B flats and things like that. It's a
Of course, yeah. So you sing the second part up, do you, from the bottom? Because that is I'd say well known in the canon of baritone parts, along with like De Rufle Requiem.
Yeah, it's pretty excellent, and it's a lot of fun to sing, and certainly in the recording for it, our producer kept on coming on and said, "There's a potential red card for the baritones at the following 3 moments." And you're like, "Great, okay."
Look forward to that, Will.
Must try
you got another couple of months to practice.
Yeah, totally. But the program then finishes with the longest and the biggest piece in the program by John Shepherd. We didn't want to give you Media Vita because we thought 25 minutes when there's only one piece at the end of an hour-long program might be a bit misbalanced. But instead we've got Gaude, Gaude, Gaude Maria by John Shepherd, which is utterly divine. It's based on a cantus firmus in the baritone part, so after the baritones have had their sort of fireworks in Vigilate, calm, slow, long notes, and just enjoy the sound world that the rest of the group sort of create around us. Really fantastic. And so there's something for everyone, and we hope that people listen in and enjoy.
Now, you guys have got quite a lot going on at the moment, which we'll talk about in a minute. The reason I say that is because you've been doing some rehearsal. In fact, I think you were probably the first of the groups, certainly in this festival, maybe of all the groups out there in the UK at the moment, to actually get back rehearsing. And we were very pleased to be able to welcome you to the centre for that. And so I actually got to hear some of this incredible music in the space already, and it really is a treat. What are you preparing for at the moment, apart from this concert?
So, yeah, as you say, we've been lucky to be back rehearsing and singing in the kind of VOCES8 Centre was really quite a moving day, actually, to actually be making music in person together after all this virtual and remote and Zoom stuff. At the moment, we're looking forward to a concert as part of the York Early Music Festival, which has gone virtual. And that's going to be on the 11th of July. Live stream concert from the National Centre for Early Music up in York, which we're really looking forward to. That festival features some really outstanding musicians for a couple of days, including Iestyn Davis and Liz Kenny giving a lovely recital. Iestyn doesn't have to travel very far, given that he lives in York.
He lives in York, yeah.
And then we're going to be recording a film in the National Centre for Early Music of the Mayflower Project concert that we were supposed to be already given several performances to mark the anniversary year of the Mayflower setting sail from Europe to the Americas. So we've got that, and then we're certainly making a recording of music by Josquin for his big anniversary for next year for our label, and we're looking forward to that very much. And then we've got the concert in
So busy.
Well, it's the new normal busy, I think.
Yeah.
When you look at our diary as it used to be about 4 months ago to this patch, it's not as busy as that. But considering what we've been up to in terms of proper music making for the last 3 or 4 months, it's a huge upturn. So it's great. Really looking forward.
We're looking forward to hearing all of it. Just before you go, I'd love to sort of pick your brain a little bit, because one of the things I find fascinating about Stile is the fact there are 12 members, and it is genuinely, I would say, undirected, certainly by a single person. I really enjoyed, I was sitting in on your rehearsal working on some of the tech kit, and I really enjoyed the atmosphere and the sense of collaboration. And one of the things that when I watch the group sing is really nice is the fact that there's so much communication in between the voice parts. It genuinely feels like you guys make a lot of your music in the moment. Is that a fair thing to say, or is there a bit more to it than that?
No and yes. First, I wouldn't say we're undirected. I'd say we're directed by 12 people.
Yeah, so that's probably it. I think that's what I meant. Definitely not rudderless.
Well, just in case, because there is the possibility without one person being in charge, it can be assumed that it's a bit sort of amorphous. But actually, it really does feel as though all 12 people are equally involved in the music making. And with polyphony, this style of music from the English Renaissance being so democratic in nature, it makes sense for everyone to have an equal say in how the music sounds and how it feels, and hopefully how it comes across.
That was really a really nice. I mean, you guys said you loved being back, but maybe that had a little part to play. That I'm sure it will do in VOCES8 rehearsals as well. But it was just a really nice collaborative atmosphere. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's obviously something we try to achieve in VOCES8 as well. So something I'm sensitive to. But yeah, it was fascinating to watch. Well, thanks so much for coming on. We're hugely looking forward to your concert, of course, but also to say thank you very much for supporting the festival and getting core music back live. And it really sounds like Stile are doing a lot in that way over the next coming months. So we wish you all the very best with your projects, and look forward to seeing you soon.
We're doing our best, and that's all we can do at this stage.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks very much. Nice to see you.
Thanks, Barney. Cheers.
Bye.
Thanks so much to Will for joining me there. And those of you who've been following either Stile's work or indeed my own streams across lockdown will know that they've been doing some brilliant work and recording from the privacy, I suppose, of their own homes. And one of the pieces that they took on was Thomas Tallis's 40-part motet Spem in Alium. So I thought, what better way to introduce them singing some of the English repertoire which they're going to be doing here as part of the series than playing you that. So this then is the lockdown performance from Isolation by Stile Antico of Spem in Alium.
Thank you very much to Stile Antico for that magnificent achievement, both musical, of course, and also technological. And Stile will be here with us singing a concert which we broadcast on the 26th of September as part of the Live from London Festival. Tickets are available at VOCES8.foundation/live from London. Now, a big reason for us for setting up this festival was, of course, because we want to get back to sharing live choral music globally, but also because we wanted to try and support the global arts community. And to that end, we are encouraging as many arts organisations, choirs, venues, festivals, promoters to get involved in trying to sell some tickets. And we've set up some trade deals, which means that if an institution or a choir sells some tickets, they will make some money themselves to try and help cover some of the COVID-19 losses. So we really hope there are some people out there who would like to come and partner with us in this way. And if you're interested, here's a little video that was made by my brother, which explains how you can get involved.
With our Live from London concert series, we want to offer choirs, arts organisations, festivals and promoters the chance to raise some funds for themselves to help cover their COVID-19 losses. And in this little video, I'm going to explain just in a few short steps how to do that. Step 1 is very simple. You send us an email with your information to info@voces8.foundation. Stage 2 is also very simple. One of our team will give you a call to find out how many tickets you might be interested in. There's absolutely no obligation at all, but based on that conversation, we can agree a discount with you of somewhere between 10 and 40%. Step 3. After our conversation with you, we'll send you an agreed number of ticket codes that you'll sell to all of your audiences or choir members. We'll only charge you for the tickets that you actually sell. For step 4, we're going to send you a short video that you can pass on to everyone who gets a ticket from you that will explain how they redeem their vouchers and codes online. Step 5, you and your audience get to sit back and enjoy some beautiful music making from here in London.
Please, please, please come and get involved. It's so easy, and there's an opportunity for you and your arts organisation to make a little bit of money as well. So just drop us an email, info@voces8.foundation, and we'll be able to send you all of the information you need. Now, on a different subject, rather excitingly this week, VOCES8 has curated the classical playlist takeover on Spotify, so I have to get that right. I've got a little image here of what that looks like, the classical takeover playlist. We have selected some tracks, actually 50 tracks, which is a combination of some great choral music, of course, but also some instrumental music, and it celebrates many different genres of repertoire and also highlights some of the music of our festival artists too. So all you have to do is jump onto Spotify and Google the classical takeover, and it will appear, and we would love it if you could support that. It's probably actually about 5 hours of music, so the perfect thing to put on in the evening or indeed when you're at home working. And as I say, a huge selection of music, not just choral music. And one of the artists that is appearing on that playlist is Apollo 5 with their new album Where All Roses Go. Apollo 5 are singing part of the Live from London Festival. And last week I previewed just a little snippet of a new video that we made during their rehearsal here a couple of weeks ago of an old VOCES8 favourite, actually, a track called Only You. And I had so many people writing in telling me how much they enjoyed it that I thought this week it would only be fair to you all to play the whole video. So here then are Apollo 5 singing the classic, I think the first a cappella item ever to go to number 1 in the UK pop chart. This is Only You.
Looking from a window above, it's like a story of love. Can you hear me? Came back only yesterday. I'm
too near me. All I needed was the love you gave. All I needed for another day, and all I ever knew. Only you. Sometimes when I think of her name, and it's only a game, and I need you. Listen to the words that you say, it's getting harder to say. When I see you, all I needed was the love you gave. All I needed for another day, and all I ever knew. Only all I needed was the love you gave. All I needed for another day, and all I ever knew. Only you. This is gonna take a long time, and I wonder what's mine. Can't take no more. Wonder if you'll understand. It's just a touch of your hand behind closed doors. All I needed was the love you gave. All I needed for another day, and all I ever knew. Only and all I ever knew. Only you.
Thanks very much to Apollo 5 for that glorious rendition of Only You, a piece we've sung so many times over the years in VOCES 8, and a beautiful solo there from their tenor Ollie. They're going to be appearing at the festival, so make sure you get on and look for tickets for their show. You can, of course, also buy a season pass, which covers not just all 10 of the concerts, but also the ability to watch those concerts on demand for up to at least 2 months after the event. Now that's bringing me towards the end of my show for today. I've got to get back behind the cameras and start working with Dave again and Tim to set up these shows for you. We've got a lot of kit, a lot of wires, a lot of connections to make, and we also have one of the festival artists coming into the space a little later today to make some preview material. So keep your eyes out for that across the next few weeks. Before I go, a reminder, here is a poster of the Live from London festival lineup. A reminder that you can pick up tickets if you haven't already done so from voces8.foundation/live from London. We really can only make this festival work with your help. So by all means go on there and grab a ticket for yourself. But also, if you'd like to become an ambassador for the festival or a retail partner, please do reach out, because we would love all the help that we can possibly get. Thanks very much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure to be with you. Taking my lunch break with you all has been very, very good fun. We're going to go out today with a VOCES8 video that was released recently. I'm going to see all of you guys next week. So until then, a very goodbye from me. And let's leave with a classic song. This is Send In the Clowns. Take care. Bye-bye.